Okay. Good afternoon, my dear student. So, last day we have completed that the first law of thermodynamics for flow processes, and we have seen some application of the flow processes, and we have derived some equations. Now, today I will try to solve one problem related to first law of thermodynamics for a flow process. So, let us start the problem. Okay, so the problem is like that. Okay, so let me recite the problem. So as per the problem, air at a temperature of 15 degrees centigrade passes through a heat exchanger at a velocity of 30 meter per second, where its temperature is raised to 800 degrees centigrade. It then enters a turbine with the same velocity of 30 meter per second and expands until the temperature falls to 650 degrees centigrade. On leaving the turbine, the air is taken at a velocity of 60 meter per second to a nozzle where it expands until the temperature has fallen to 500 degrees centigrade. If the air flow rate is 2 kg per second, calculate A. The rate of heat transfer to the air in the heat exchanger. B. The power output from the turbine, assuming no heat loss. And C. The velocity at the exit from the nozzle, assuming no heat loss. Take the enthalpy of air as H is equal to Cp into T, where Cp is the specific heat equals to 1.005 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and T is the temperature. Okay, so I have recited the problem. Now, to solve this kind of problem, what you have to do, that you have to draw the flow diagram first. So let us first identify how many mechanical devices are there. So we have to see the problem, and we have to count how many thermodynamic or mechanical devices are there. Okay, so first let us come. Air is at a temperature of 15 degrees centigrade, passes through a heat exchanger. That means our first mechanical device is heat exchanger. Okay, so let me write it down. So first there is a heat exchanger. Okay, then the conditions are given, so I am not telling the conditions right now. It then enters a turbine. That means next from the heat exchanger it goes to turbine. Turbine. Okay, fine. So from the turbine, okay, on having the turbine, okay, so turbine ho gaya with the same velocity of 30 meter per second and expands until the temperature falls to this. Okay, on leaving the turbine, the air is taken at the velocity of 60 meter per second to a nozzle. And next we have one more device, that is nozzle. That's it, nozzle, where it expands until the temperature has fallen to 500 degrees centigrade. If the air flow rate is 2 kg per second, calculate. That means we have three devices available. So we have right now identified all the devices. Okay. Now what we will do, we will draw the flow diagram. Okay. So let us draw the flow diagram. So first is heat exchanging devices. How it looks like, already I have told you last day. So it looks like this. Okay, then it enters into the turbine. Okay, so now it has enters into the turbine. Okay, and then it goes to the nozzle. Okay, so I am not writing the conditions in right now. Then it has gone to nozzle. Okay, so this is your nozzle. Okay, so let us consider this section as 1, this section as 2, this section as 3, and this section is as 4. Now if we read the problem, that here it has been given that the power output of the turbine assuming no heat loss, that means the turbine is insulated. So we will draw it. The turbine is insulated, as it has been written that there is no heat loss from the turbine. As well as from the problem we can see that from the nozzle assuming no heat loss, that means from the nozzle there is also no heat loss. So both the cases, oh, there is no heat loss. That means it is well insulated. Okay, now I'll draw the I'll write down the steady flow energy equation, SFEE. What is that? That is H1 plus V1 square by 2 plus Z1 G multiplied by W or M, that is M dot, it will be easy to understand, plus del Q by del T is equal to H2 plus V2 square by 2 plus Z2 G M dot del W by del T. Okay, so first we will apply that. So first what we have to find out? First we have to find out the rate of heat transfer to the air in the heat exchanger. That means we have to find out, that means heat is transferred from the air to the heat exchanger, Q 1 to 2. So we have to find it down. Okay, so first we will find out this. So how we will find it out? So we will use this equation. Now look at over there. Now what is conditions? Let me write down the conditions. So air at temperature of 15 degrees centigrade, that means T1 is 15 degrees centigrade. Fine. With a velocity of 30 meter per second. V1 is 30 meter per second. So it is written that 30 meter per second. And the temperature is raised to 800 degrees centigrade. It enters the turbine with the same velocity of 30 meter per second. That means here T2 is 800 degrees centigrade and V2 is 60 meter per second. Okay, next you have to find out the conditions 3, that means the output of the turbine. Okay, let us see. Then the air expands until the temperature falls to 650 degrees centigrade. That means T3 is 650 degrees centigrade. Fine. On leaving the turbine, the air is taken at a velocity of 60 meter per second to the nozzle. That means the nozzle entry velocity is 60 meter per second. Fine. Okay. And it expands until the temperature has fallen to 500 degrees centigrade. That means here T4 is 500 degree centigrade. Okay, and what is given? That is m dot is given. How much? It is 2 kg per second. Okay. So first we will apply the steady flow energy equation on heat exchanger. So heat exchanger. Okay, so we will apply this equation on heat exchanger. Okay, so let us apply. So what is V1? So come over here. So here we can say Z1 is equal to Z2. So you can say Z1 minus Z2 into G is equal to 0. Here no system is not doing any work. So del W by del T is equal to 0. We can write it down. What is V1? V1 is 30 meter per second. What is V2? V2 is also 30 meter per second. So we can say V1 square by 2 minus V2 square by 2 is equal to how much? It will become 0 because V1 is 30 meter per second, V2 is also 30 meter per second, so it will come as 0. Okay, so how many terms are remaining over here? Here remaining only H1 into m dot plus del Q by del T is equal to H2 into m dot. So what is del Q by del T? It is nothing but m dot H1 H2 minus H1. How we will find out H2 minus H1? Because we know H is equal to Cp into T. So we can write it down m dot into Cp into T2 minus Cp into T1, right? So we can take Cp out of the equation, m dot into Cp into T2 minus T1. Fine. Now we'll put all the value. What is the value of m? M is nothing but 2. 2. Here we'll get m dot means 2. What is the value of Cp? So Cp we can write it down as 1.005 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Let us put it over here. 1.005. You know what is T2? T2 is 800 degrees centigrade. What is T1? T1 is 15 degrees centigrade, right? So we can write 800 minus 15. Okay. So if you do the calculation, the result will come like this. So it is 2.01 multiplied by 785. So it will come 1580 kilojoule per second, or we can say 1580 kilowatt. Okay, so this is coming your del Q by T. So first portion is complete. Answer A. So that has been completed. 1580 kilowatt, right? Okay, so first portion is solved. So A is solved. Now we have to find out the power output from the turbine, assuming no heat loss. Okay, so let us do that. So to do this thing, we will use the same equation of SABE for turbine. So for turbine, what we can say? Okay, so for turbine, what is Z1? Z1 is equal to Z2. So we can say Z2 minus Z1 into G is equal to 0. Okay, so this portion I am talking about. Now this is insulated. This is insulated. So if this is insulated, so what will be that? So del Q by del T is equal to 0. Right? Fine. Okay. Now what has been told, that you have to find out the power output from the turbine. Power output from the turbine assuming no heat loss. Then we have to find out del W by del T is how much. So let us apply this equation. So H1 plus V1 square by 2. So I am omitting these terms, Z2 minus Z1. So there will be no Z2 minus Z1 into m dot plus 0 is equal to H2 plus V2 square by 2 into m dot plus del W by del T. So we have to find out this del W by del T. So what will be del W by del T? So we can write it down. Sorry. This will be 2. This will be 2. Because we are applying the steady flow energy equation in between 2 and 3 junction. So it will be 3. Okay. So it is coming, as you can see, if we take m dot out common, so it is coming H2 minus H3 plus V2 square minus V3 square by 2. Okay, so let us find it out. How much m dot? M dot is 2 kg per second. So 2 kg per second into H2 means we will apply this equation Cp into T2. So I am jumping one step. It will be T2 minus T3 plus V2 square minus V3 square by 2. Okay. So 2 into how much is Cp? Cp is 1.005. What is T2? T2 is 800 degrees centigrade. What is T3? 650 degrees centigrade. Okay. What is V2? V2 is 60 square. What is V3? Sorry. V2 is 30. Because here it is written that it is living with 30 meter per second. It is 30 square minus 60 square by 2. Now it will come in joule. So to make it kilojoule, we have to divide it by 1000. Okay. So this is like this. So if you do the calculation in your calculator, already I have done it. So if you do the calculation in the calculator, the result will come as 2 into 149.4. Sorry, 149.4 is equal to 298.8 kilojoule per second, or we can say 298.8 kilowatt. Okay, so this is W dot. Okay, so we have got the power output from the turbine. So this is the answer of B. Okay, fine. Now we will find out for the nozzle. Okay, क्या बोला है nozzle पे? The velocity at the exit from the nozzle. That means you have to find out V4. So we have to find out V4. Okay, so we will write it down for nozzle. For nozzle, what the conditions are given. Okay, now let us see. Now we will apply these equations once again for nozzle. Now in the nozzle you can see no heat is going out. That means we can say del Q by del T is equal to 0. Now this nozzle is not doing any work. No work output we are seeing. So we can say del W by del T is equal to 0. Okay. Now both the point 3 and the point 4 is on the same elevation. So you can say Z3 is same as Z4. So Z3 is equal to Z4. So we can say Z3 minus Z4 G is equal to 0. Fine. Okay. Now what we have to find? We have to find the exit velocity from the nozzle. That means we have to find out V. We have to find out. So Z3 is equal to Z4. So Z3 minus Z4 is equal to 0. G into 0. So V4, we have to find out V4. Okay. So how we could find out V4? So we'll apply the steady flow energy equation again. How we will apply the steady flow energy equation? Okay, so already we have got all the conditions. So the conditions has reduced to H1 plus V1 sorry H3 plus V3 square by 2 into m dot del q by del t is 0, so it's right H4 plus V4 square by 2 into m dot w by, del w by del t is already been 0, so we can cut this m or we can write, because we have to find out v4, so v4 square by 2 is equal to h3 minus h4, h3 minus h4 plus v3 square by 2. So what is v4? It will come 2 h3 minus h4 plus v3 square, it will be under root. Okay, so still h3 h4 is unknown, but v3 is known. V3 is 60 meter per second, so we can say v4 is equal to under root of 2 into cp into t3 minus t4 plus v3 square. Fine. Now I think all the values are given. Okay, so what are the values? So 2 into 1.005 into t3 is how much? 650, so it will be 650. How much t4? T4 is 500. Okay, plus v3 is how much? 60. So if you do the calculation, you will see that the result will come as v4 will come as 554 meter per second. Okay, so that we have to find out. So v4 is coming 554 meter per second. Okay, so this is the answer for C. So this is the way to solve the problems in thermodynamics. Okay, so from the by seeing the problem, you can see that the problem is huge. So how much it is? This much length of the problem is. Okay, but after seeing the problem, don't be panic, because the thermodynamics problems seem to be lengthy, but the solution is 2 or 3 lines. As you can see that the problem is this much, but the solution is, look at over there, simple manipulative mathematics, simple manipulative mathematics. Okay, so let us see what in a short brief what we have done in this problem. That the conditions were given for 3 different cases, and we have to find out some specific terms in the 3 different cases. And to solve this kind of problem, what we have used, you can see in all of the 3 cases, heat exchanger, turbine and the nozzle, we have used steady flow energy equation. So whenever the question will come in your examination, you better write down the steady flow energy equation, and after the energy equation, you see what are the conditions, what the problem is saying to you. Okay, different problems have different criteria. So in these cases, we have utilized all the criteria, and we have seen these type of conditions are given. And after seeing the conditions of this problem, what we have done, we have reduced the equation just like this. The before coming to the heat exchanger equation, and before giving conditions of the heat exchanger, we have seen the equation is like this. But after putting the conditions, we have seen that the problem has reduced to the equation is reduced to like this, and it is very much manipulative. It is quite easy to solve this problem. Okay, so whenever the question comes in your examination, what you will do, you will first see the problem, what is the problem is, Then what you will do, you will find out the how many devices, mechanical devices are used in this problem. Just like here, three devices are used. More devices can be used, in maybe four, in maybe five. We can use those devices, but in this problem we have seen three devices are used. So after identifying the how many devices are used, what you will do, you will use the steady flow energy equation and do some mathematical terms, and you will see the result that is coming. Okay, so with this I am completing the first law of thermodynamics, the first problem. So let us see next day we will try to solve another problem. Thank you.